Oh, hello there. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? Well, are you happy? I really hope you are feeling good today. Here I am once again in the garden, and yes, I have been very busy today. I've been working very hard in the garden, doing all sorts of jobs, all sorts of chores, whilst Mr. Steve was sitting in the house, watching television, doing nothing. Oh, wait a minute. No, actually, that is the other way round. I was sitting in the house and Mr. Steve was out here working very hard with his fork. Wow, I hope the subtitle's getting that correct. Fork. So this is Mr. Steve's fork. It's a very big fork. It is very useful for digging and also loosening the ground. So that is what Mr. Steve has been using. Shall I throw this and see how far I can throw it? I wonder how far I can throw my fork. I wonder. Well, that was useless. That was terrible. It didn't even stick in the ground. Awful. So here we go. Oh, hello there. Thank you very much for joining me today. Yes, once more, I am in the garden on a beautiful Thursday. We've made it all the way to Thursday. I can't believe it. It is the 16th. Is it the 16th today? I can't believe how fast these days are going. We are now 16 days into April. And I hope you are feeling okay today. I hope things are all right where you are. I know things are happening at the moment. Things are going on at the moment. Some things are not going well. Some things are slowly improving. It's a crazy time. That's all I can say. It is an absolutely crazy time. The live chat, as usual, is working right now. So welcome to everyone on the live chat. Nice to see you here today. Congratulations to Martha. Hello, Martha. Martha Poland. You are first on today's live stream. You are first. Yeah. Hooray. 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 And also Vitas is here as well. You were almost first, but not quite. Not quite. Hello to everybody on the live chat. Don't forget you are welcome to get in touch with me today. For those who don't know who I am, maybe you don't know. Maybe you have no idea who I am and what I do. Maybe you are straying or moving or clicking around YouTube and suddenly you find yourself looking at me and you're wondering, who is that strange man staring from my computer screen? My name is Duncan. I teach English on YouTube. I've been doing this for ever such a long time. And I'm back here again today, spending some of my isolation time with you, so you don't have to feel alone, and also I don't have to feel alone either. So it's nice to be back with you once again. Thank you for joining me, and every day, don't forget, I am with you every day. Can you believe it? I'm with you every day until all of this comes to an end. Yesterday, a few people said, Mr. Duncan, I hope after all of this craziness has stopped, I hope you don't forget us. I hope you don't neglect us. Well, to be honest with you, I was thinking the same thing. So maybe after all of this returns to normal, maybe you will forget me because you will have your lives back. You will all be doing your things again. So I hope after this crazy time ends, I hope after all of these weird events come to an end, and they will. It will happen. There is light ahead. I hope you won't forget me. So you might forget all about me. Who knows? It might happen. Hello also to Mirella. Also Luis Mendez is here today. Hello Luis. I'm hoping today we will hear from Evangelina. If you noticed yesterday, if you were watching, Evangelina has a very worrying time at the moment. So I'm hoping Evangelina will be here at some point on the live chat today. Lena. Hello, Lena. Hello, Mr. Duncan and everyone. A big hello from rainy Moscow. It's raining at the moment in the Moscow region. And hello from my little rainy town. Well, a big privet to you as well, and everyone watching in Russia. A big hello to all of you. Hello, Anna. Anna Rita is here. Florence says, Mr. Duncan, I have just made a donation on PayPal. Thank you very much. Thank you, Florence. That's very kind of you. Talking of which, very good. Talking of which, can I say a big thank you to Giovanni Romano and also Anna Picarosi for your lovely donations on PayPal that I received yesterday. So can I say a big thank you very much to Giovanni and also Anna for your lovely donations on PayPal yesterday. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. And of course, all of my work is done for free. I don't charge you any money. I'm not trying to get you to buy anything. I don't have any t-shirts or cups or somebody else's lessons to sell to you. No, everything I do is free. So all of your donations will help my work to continue. And there you can see the address as well. There is the address for your donations on PayPal. If you want to make a donation, it's very kind of you. Something small, something large. Ooh, maybe. Ooh. I will be very flattered and also very honoured as well. So there we go. Giovanni, Anna, and also Florence as well. Thank you for your lovely donations. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I appreciate everything you do. Thank you very much for clicking on me today. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Today we're talking about some of the rules, some of the things that I think about in my life. Maybe something I can pass on to you today. So that is one of the things we're talking about. Of course, you are here as well. You can talk about anything you want. Maybe there is something you want to mention about these strange times we are living through with. And it is a very strange time indeed. Very weird. Hello Mika. Hello also Lil. Lolly Lolly. Nice to see you as well. Also Peter. Hello Mr. Duncan and everyone again. It is nice to see so many people joining me on a regular basis. Something that is regular. Something that happens at equal times. Or if there is an equal distance between things happening, they happen regularly. Something is regular. So can I say hello to all of my new regular viewers? It is great to see you here today. Lovely. I do appreciate your company and I will try my best to be with you every day. Even this weekend I will be with you, despite the fact that this weekend the weather is going to get very bad. We have been spoilt over the past few days because the weather has been fantastic. However, this weekend, it is going to rain. It is going to become very unsettled and unpleasant. So I might be in the studio this weekend for the first time in a very long time. So you are welcome to stay with me during these strange times. I will be with you every day. 2 p.m. UK time. 2 p.m. UK time. You can check the difference between the time where you are and also where I am as well, here in the UK. Hello to Rahaf. Hello Rahaf, how are you doing? I'm okay, but I am suffering slightly from hay fever. I have hay fever, so my nose is very sore and my throat is also feeling very uncomfortable because we have seasonal hay fever at the moment, and every year I get hay fever as all of the pollen and all of the pollen from the flowers and the trees go up my nose, unfortunately, and make me sneeze. Hello also to Feden, nice to see you here today. Mohammed Hussein, hello, do you do your lives daily and when? I do this every day, so I will be with you every day. During April, I've been here every day, so today is my 16th live stream in April, which of course is every day. And 2 p.m. UK time is when I am with you. 2 p.m. UK time is when I'm with you to make everything fine. Isn't that nice? That was a little poem there. Sweetness says, your garden fork is very useful for loosening the ground. Yes, so that tool that I showed you earlier, it is now lying over there on the grass. It is very useful for loosening the ground. So sometimes when you come to dig, if you want to dig, sometimes the ground or the soil can be very hard to dig. So a fork is very useful for loosening the ground. It is very useful for making the ground loose, so it is easy to dig. Hello, Fradeep. Fradeep, hi, Mr. Duncan. You are working. You are a so hard-working man because you study and teach so much, and also you toil in the garden. Well, as I said earlier, it wasn't really me doing the work. It's actually Mr. Steve. He has been very busy over the past 3 days, doing lots of work in the garden. Lena, today is Maundy Thursday, and tomorrow is going to be Good Friday in Russia. Thank you very much, Lena. So because there is a slight difference between the days on which Easter is celebrated, it is actually Easter weekend this weekend in Russia. Hello, Fedden again. Mr. Duncan, are you interested in gardening? Do you want an honest answer to that question? I always try to be honest with you. So, do you really want me to be honest? Not really. No. I don't really like gardening. I find gardening very hard work. So I'm not a big fan of gardening, being in the garden. I like sitting in the garden, and I like enjoying the garden and all of the beautiful scenery. I enjoy that. But I'm not very keen. I'm not a big fan of actually doing the gardening. Not at all. Anna, here in Rome it is warm and sunny. Wherever you are, open your windows. I hope you have some sunshine where you are, so you can let those beautiful warm rays of sunlight into your home. Hello Maria, hello Mr. Duncan, and everyone from Spain. A big hello to you as well. Hello also Kien Tran. Oh, hello. You look like Aquaman with your fork. Oh, I see. Yes, it does look a little bit like a trident. So Aquaman, when he's swimming around under the ocean, putting right all of those terrible things that happen under the sea. Can I just let you in on a secret? I don't really like Aquaman. I don't see the point of Aquaman. Why do we have Aquaman? What does he do? What kinds of crimes does he put right? Perhaps he could be a modern eco-warrior under the sea. So that trident could come in very handy for moving all of that plastic and getting rid of it. So yes, maybe there is a use after all for Aquaman. Maybe he has a use. Didn't think of that, did I? No, I did not. I wonder if throwing your fork is some kind of tradition in England. No, it isn't. In fact, I've just thought I'm going to get that fork. I'm going to bring it back here because I know what will happen. Mr. Steve will come outside later and he will be unable to find his fork. And he will start panicking. He will say, "Oh no, where's my fork? I can't find my garden fork. Everything is ruined. Everything is just destroyed. My day is completely ruined. So I better go and get the fork. Excuse me a moment. I'm going over there." That's better. So this is Mr. Steve's trusty fork. This is what he uses. And it looks quite clean as well. I think Mr. Steve takes very good care of his fork. Very nice. One of the things you have to be careful of, though, is the end. Can you see there? There are some very sharp points. You have to be very careful that you don't stick that in your foot like this. Don't. It can be very painful. Hello, Husna 2020. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I am a new subscriber. Welcome. If it is your first time here, welcome to my live stream. I am with you every day. Mr. Duncan, I am Kaima from Morocco and I like your videos. Thank you very much, Kaima. And welcome. Once again, welcome. Hello also to Adrian Floorman is back. Hello, Adrian. Can I ask if Mr. Lomax's voice is actually your voice that you've changed with a program on your computer? And where did Mr. Lomax come from? For those who don't know, Mr. Lomax is my little friend. And sometimes he comes on to my live streams. He is a little furry friend. He is a little chimpanzee. And he likes to eat bananas. He likes to swing in the trees. And sometimes he likes to throw his poop at people. Or is that Mr. Steve? I can't remember now. I always get confused. Mr. Lomax is a real thing. Of course he is. He's not made up. I met Mr. Lomax many years ago when I was walking around Wolverhampton and he was sitting on a park bench looking very lonely. So I asked him if he wanted to join me on my live streams and on my English lessons. And he said, yes, okay. Sorry, I can't do Mr. Lomax's voice. Yes, okay. Okay, Mr. Duncan. I will come with you on your live streams. Unfortunately, I cannot do Mr. Lomax's voice. It is so unique. Anna Pika, we can't forget you, Mr. Duncan. Thank you, Anna. You have become the icon of this weird time. Thank you very much. That's really kind of you to say so. I will be with you as many times as possible during this crazy time. And of course, I will still be with you after all of this ends. So I will still be with you even afterwards. Peter says, I won't forget you. Rahaf says, I won't forget you either. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. Hello to Jiang. Jiang San says, watching your videos is now my daily routine. So this has become part of your daily routine. Maybe the other things that you do during the day, maybe you wake up in the morning, you have your breakfast, and maybe you do some housework, maybe you clean your house, maybe you open your window and get some fresh air. And then you think, oh, Mr. Duncan will be on soon. So it's very nice to know that many of you have become regular viewers, and I'm glad that I have the chance to be with you here every day, thanks to the wonder of modern technology. Don't forget, you can also have live captions. So there are live captions on this live stream. All you have to do is press C on your keyboard. Hello in Switzerland. It is a very sunny day in Switzerland. Very glad to hear it. Please, Mr. Duncan, tell us about the uses of through. There are many ways of using through. You can go through a door. So it means you go from one side of the door through to the other. So when you go through what we call a doorway, you go through. That means you come from one side and you go to the other side. You go through. So there are many ways of using through. Normally, through is referring to any type of movement where you move from one place to another. You move through a doorway. You move through a room. You move through the garden. So you are walking from one place to another. You are going through a certain place. You are walking through something. We can also use the word through to mean if something is over or if it has come to an end. So something that has ended, something that has come to an end, we can say that we are through. Maybe you are in a relationship. Maybe you are in a loving relationship. Ooh, hello. Oh, hello. But unfortunately, something goes wrong in the relationship. And one of the people involved says, I'm sorry, we can't be together anymore. I think we are through. We are through. It means we have come to an end. We can't go any further. We are through. We are finished. We have ended this relationship. It is over. We are through. You can also look through something. So if you are standing on one side of a window, you can look through the window. So again, we are talking about direction. But in this particular case, we are talking about you looking. So the direction in this case is actually you looking through something. So maybe you are looking through the window. You are watching the view. You are looking at what is happening outside your window. You are looking through the window. You can also look through a book. So maybe if you are turning the pages of a book or a magazine, You are turning the pages very slowly. You are looking through the magazine. So again, we are talking about an action, but in this case, it is something you are looking at. You are looking at something. You are browsing. Oh, I like that one. So if you are browsing, it means you are looking through something. You are looking through a collection or pages of a book. I hope that helps you. It is so windy suddenly. I don't know why, suddenly it's become very windy. I didn't know that the wind was going to become so strong today. You might hear a few noises around me because the refuse collectors are actually collecting all of the rubbish around here at the moment. So at the moment they are taking away all of the recyclable glass and plastic. So you might hear some strange noises behind me as the refuse collectors take away all of our recyclable plastic and glass. Mr. Duncan, oh, Constantine is here. Nice to see you again. Does your hay fever cause you to sneeze very often? Yes, it does. During the peak, so when the hay fever and when the pollen becomes really high. So we often talk about the pollen count or the pollen level. So when there is lots and lots of pollen in the air, normally I can't come outside. It's very hard for me to stand outside because the pollen will go into my eyes and at my nose and cause all sorts of problems. It will. So it's not very pleasant. And yes, you are right. I also sneeze quite a lot during that time. I sneeze a lot, but I have no idea what the matter is with me. For all I know, I might have bronchitis. Well, bronchitis is something very different from hay fever. If you have bronchitis, normally the feeling is here in your chest. Bronchitis is something that is quite nasty and horrible and not very pleasant. Hay fever is something that is an allergic reaction. So my body is reacting to that particular thing. Bronchitis is something quite serious. A lot of people will develop bronchitis later in life, especially if they have been smoking for most of their life. So people who smoke a lot will often get bronchitis. It is an infection here. The tube that goes down towards your lungs is called the bronchial tube. So the bronchial tube is the tube that goes into your lungs, and then it divides. It divides into two, and it goes into each lung. However, bronchitis is something that is not very pleasant. A lot of people, as they get older, will suffer from bronchitis and also pneumonia as well. Try to avoid bronchitis and pneumonia if you can. They are not very nice. Not very nice at all. What a nice t-shirt. Thank you. It is my happy t-shirt. I always wear this t-shirt to make myself feel happy, and I hope it will cheer you up as well. I really do. Mr. Duncan, I am writing every new word that you teach us. Thank you, Husna 2020. That is a brilliant idea. I mentioned this, I think it was 2 days ago, I talked about this. Writing. Writing is a great way of learning. It is a good way of remembering things. Some people are very lucky because they don't have to write things down. They can remember things very quickly. Some people have a very good way of remembering words. However, for people like me and maybe you, sometimes writing things down is the best way to learn something. It really is. It does work. Luciana says, I love gardening. You are very lucky. I am jealous of anyone who can go into their garden and do lots of work. So I like looking at people's gardens. However, I don't really like doing it. Steve likes it, but I don't. I'm not a big fan, really. Hello to Mosen. Hello, Mosen. Mr. Duncan is a kind person. That's very kind of you to say. There are many kind people in the world. There is one thing I've discovered during my very strange, long life. There are many kind, generous, warm people in the world. Good morning, says Marcia. It's Marcia from Brazil. Hello, Brazil. Nice to see you here. Today we don't have a beautiful day. It is cloudy and it is cold. So I guess maybe you are having a different season at the moment. Maybe it is autumn, or maybe even later than that. I don't know. So maybe you are having cold weather or cool weather at the moment in Brazil. Hello also to Marina. Mr. Duncan, your garden is beautiful. Thank you very much. Don't thank me. You must thank Mr. Steve. Mr. Steve is the one who takes care of the garden you can see behind me. He likes to keep himself very busy. Saudi Arabia. Hello, Shaker or Shaker. Shaker Adam is here, watching in Saudi Arabia. I can hear the birds, says Crystal Lim. You can, yes, the birds are singing in the trees and they are feeling very happy. Hello to Adelina. Hello, Adelina. I don't recognise your name. Is it your first time here? If it is, say hello and tell me where you are. I'm always very interested. I'm always very interested to find out where you are in the world. I don't know why. I always feel very interested and intrigued by where you are watching. Adrian says, hello, Mr. Duncan. Indeed, it is dangerous to smoke a lot because it might give you lung cancer. And of course, there are many illnesses that you can get later in life if you abuse your body. We can think of lots of things, lots of ways that we can abuse our bodies. So when we abuse someone or something, we treat it badly. We don't treat it in a good way. We often treat something with neglect. So we don't take care of another person, or maybe we don't take care of ourselves. We neglect our health. And it is possible to have many things that can abuse your body, such as smoking, drinking. Drinking too much alcohol is not good for you. It can cause all sorts of problems. Drugs. As well, yes. Can you tell me how to memorize new words? Hello, Rahaf. A great way to remember words is to write them down. So if there are some words that you want to remember, find the words, maybe in a dictionary, or maybe you might hear them on my live stream. So it might be something that I say on my live stream. Write the words down and then read them. Try to learn maybe 5 or maybe 10 new words every day. So don't try to do too much at the same time. If you want to learn some new words, learn 5 or maybe 10 new words every day and write them down, read them. Never be afraid to repeat things. Never be afraid to repeat the words, because when you repeat things and when you write things down, they stay in your brain much easier. They go into your brain, they go into here, and they stay here much easier. Blanca, why don't you try some homeopathic medicine for your hay fever? Over the years, I think the refuse men are coming. The refuse collectors are coming. I can hear their big lorry. Over the years, I have tried many things to cure and help my hay fever. Most of them don't work, unfortunately, but I do take things sometimes. There are certain types of medicine that can help to ease your allergy. They can take away the sensitivity. Of course, one of the problems with that, if you take that kind of medicine, it can also make you very sleepy and very drowsy. So I never take that kind of medicine unless I have to, unless my hay fever is really bad. So if my hay fever becomes really bad, then I will take some medicine. But in my own experience, a lot of the things that I've tried to help or cure my hay fever do not work, unfortunately. Hello, Janice. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Turkey is here. Thank you very much. Turkey. Oh no, Turkey is where you come from, but now you are living in Saudi Arabia. Nice to see you back as well. Lil. Hello, Lil. Lil has a very interesting observation about me. Oh, I see. Mr. Duncan, you don't like gardening, and also you don't like housework. You are a bit lazy. I think we are all a bit lazy sometimes. Sometimes maybe there is a day where you don't want to do anything. If it's the weekend, sometimes you just want to relax and take it easy. So I think we are all capable of being lazy sometimes. I think so. Sometimes I think we are all a bit lazy. Hello, Feden, again. Hello also, Azar. Hello, Azar. I joined you yesterday. It's nice to see you have returned again. I'm always happy to see my viewers come back for more of this. Thank you very much. Lewis says, writing 3 times the same word and its definition, it will help the words stay in my head. However, I have to review them from time to time, especially the words that I don't use very often. That is right. It's very noisy. There is a blackbird singing in the bush. Hello. Hello, Mr. Blackbird. I can see you. Are you happy? Are you happy, Mr. Blackbird? Yes. He said, yes, I'm very happy. Thank you very much. Hello to, yes, oh, sorry, Lewis. Lewis, you are right. Sometimes if you remember words, if you don't use the words, then of course you will forget them. That's what happened to me with French. So when I was at school, I was very good at the French language. But after I left school, I didn't need to speak French. So over the years, slowly, all of those words started to disappear. They all started to fade away in my mind until, bing, they disappeared completely. So yes, it can happen. So try to learn maybe 5 or maybe 10 new words every day. Hello, Hak Lao. I want to share your channel with my friends so they can learn English with me. That is a great idea. If you want to tell your friends about this, if you want to give me a big like, a thumbs up, and of course you can also share this live stream as well. You can share the link to this. Thank you very much. Hello Fatime or Fatime? Fatima Maruf Khani. I love your name. That's a great name to say. A lot of vowels, a lot of O's and R's. Hello Mr. Duncan, I am in Iran. It is my pleasure to join you on your live stream. I have been watching your videos for many years, and actually I downloaded some of your videos. Excuse me, I need to take some water because my voice is getting very rough. This is the problem, you see, with hay fever. When you get hay fever, you find that your throat becomes very sensitive. Ooh, very nice. That's better. Lena says, Mr. Duncan, your chest is very strong and handsome. You are a strong man. Oh, really? I'm not sure if I'm strong, but thank you anyway for the compliment. Thank you, Lena. That's very kind of you. Anna says, Mr. Duncan, you don't have something to eat there? If you nibble something, I will follow you and make me feel less guilty. Guess what, Anna? I have something to eat right here. Would you like to see what I have? Can you guess what I have? Can you guess what I have to eat? It's so noisy round here today. I can't believe how noisy it is. The blackbirds are calling and singing, and then behind me the refuse collectors are taking away all of the rubbish. So it's very hectic around here today. It's unusually noisy for this part of the countryside. Did you enjoy that? Anna, why don't you have something to eat? If you are nibbling something, I will follow you and feel less guilty. Yes, I have something here to eat. I do actually have something here. Some people might say, Mr. Duncan, you shouldn't eat that. It is junk food. However, I have something in my hand. I wonder what it could be. I will give you a clue. It is something that I can put in my mouth. It is something very salty. It is something that comes in a bag. Ooh. Mr. Duncan, we don't know what it could be. So Anna, don't worry, don't feel guilty because you are nibbling, you are eating your snacks, because I have a snack here as well. Do you want to see it? Okay, here it is. Ta-dee! I have my bag of Wotsits. Can you see there? This is a very popular snack in the UK. They are called Wotsits, and they are like little cheesy snacks, and you can bite into them, and they are very crunchy. So Wotsits, they have a very cheesy taste, so the flavour is actually cheese, and these are one of my little snacks that I'm eating at the moment. So many people are having snacks. Oh, hello, Pathan's Fun. Pathan's Fun is going. Bye, Pathan. See you later, I hope. So this is my little snack, Wotsits. That is my guilty pleasure at the moment. So I have these here, so you don't have to worry, you don't have to feel ashamed or embarrassed. We are all having our little nibbles, our little snacks. And this is my snack. Oh, Hakan says, I like this very much. I like this snack very much, especially when I am watching movies. This is true. I love sitting in front of my computer. Sometimes when I'm watching YouTube videos, quite often I will have a bag of Wotsits in front of me, and I will just sit in front of the computer eating these. So there, can you see it? I hope you can see it clearly. Wotsits. So that is a Wotsit. It is a cheesy snack, and these are very nice when you are sitting down, maybe watching a movie, or if you are in front of your computer screen, and you can you can snack on this snack. So the word snack can be used as a verb, so you can also snack on something. These are delicious, by the way. You know what I like to do? I like to see how many Wotsits can I get into my mouth at the same time. I wonder, how many Wotsits can I get into my mouth at the same time without choking? I wonder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. The good thing about Wotsits is they melt in your mouth very quickly. So I actually just put I just put 20 Wotsits into my mouth. But because they melt very quickly, so I had a little bit of water. So the water has washed away all of the Wotsits. Oh, that has made me a little bit dizzy, to be honest. A little bit dizzy. I wasn't expecting that today. I have a feeling you were not expecting that either. Hello to the live chat again. Sorry about that. I just wanted to show you that sometimes even I like to have little snacks during my day. Dear Mr. Duncan, it is enough for you. I am scared for you. It's okay. I'm okay now. I'm back to normal. Whatever that is. Hello also Marina. I am laughing so much. I wish I was laughing. I thought I was going to choke. I wonder if you can choke on Wotsits. So I managed to put 20 Wotsits into my mouth, but fortunately they melt very quickly, so I'm okay now. What happened to your diet, Mr. Duncan? I think it's safe to say my diet at the moment is on hold. It is not a very healthy snack. I know, it isn't. Fortunately, I don't eat them all the time, so don't worry, I don't have them all the time. I'm not addicted to Wotsits, but sometimes, you know what they say? Sometimes a little bit of what you fancy does you good. So maybe sometimes you think, I think I might have some Wotsits. And then, that was very nice. But that's it. You don't have any more. That's it. You just have a few Wotsits and then, that was nice, that was. So sometimes you have a little bit of something that makes you feel, that was nice. I enjoyed that. But of course, you can do it too much. You can do it too much. What diet? Well, sometimes I do have diets. Sometimes I have to be very careful about what I eat, especially at my age. As you get older, one of the things I've noticed about getting older is it becomes much easier to put on weight. So one of the things I've realised as I've got older, as I've become more mature, is it's much easier to put on weight. And if there's one thing I like doing in my life, it is eating. I must admit, it is something I've talked about a lot. Yes, I've talked about a lot. I do like eating food. Lewis says, in Paris, Paris, you are having some nice weather at the moment in Paris. I'm a little bit jealous. The big question is, will you be having nice weather this weekend? Because here it's going to be terrible. We're going to have lots of rain this week or this weekend. Mr. Duncan, you might get a little bit fat over summer. I think you're right. Yes, I might start putting a little bit of weight on my body. That normally happens during winter. So during the winter months, when you are in the house and you don't take so much exercise, I think sometimes during the winter it is very easy to eat too much food. So I always find that during the winter months I always put a little bit of weight on. I always get a little bit heavier. And then during the summer I can go out and I can exercise, and because I become more active during the summer months, then I lose weight. Why is there a telephone hanging from the tree? Oh, I see. Yes, there is. Yes. You're right. How strange. What a strange thing to have in your garden. How weird. Do you like to ride a bicycle? I used to have a bike when I was a child. I used to have a bike during my teenage years and also when I was much older as well. I used to love riding my bicycle everywhere. I like to ride my bicycle. I like to ride it where I can. Wherever I can, I ride my bike. Hello also to If Mohammed, who says, what is your weight? My weight? That is an interesting question. At the moment, I am around 11 and a half. Yes, about 11 and a half stone. You can do your own conversion. I'm afraid I only use stone. I don't use pounds. So I don't use pounds to weigh myself. I always use stones. So I am 11 and a half stone, which is quite good really, because I am just over 6 foot tall. So I'm very tall, and so I suppose 11 and a half stone is not too bad. I think that's quite good for my height. Hello also to Avril. Hello, Avril. Apparently it is hot, very hot at the moment. In India, it is 40 degrees in North India. So you have the opposite to what many people are experiencing. A lot of people are experiencing cold weather. However, you are having it hot weather in India. So a big hello to India. Thank you very much for watching me today. Hello to Lewis, who says, what is the speed of the wind when we can describe it as a gale? Gale, when we talk about gales, we normally mean very strong winds. So I would say anything over 60 or maybe 70 miles an hour. So if the wind is blowing at over 60 miles an hour, we might describe it as a gale. So that is just my guess. I'm not a weather expert. Hello, Faith Idiom. Within quarantine, I think everybody will gain some weight. I think you are right. During this strange period of time, many people are in their homes, and we are all putting on weight. I think so. You had your bicycle stolen in China, didn't you? Says Adrian. Yes, I did. When I was living in China, I used to ride everywhere on my bicycle because bicycles were very popular at that time in China. So I used to ride my bike everywhere, and it kept me really fit and healthy. But the only problem is I had my bicycle stolen. Not once, not twice, 3 times. I had my bicycle stolen, 3 different bicycles. I had them stolen 3 times. The first one was one of the bikes that belonged to the school that they lent me. So they lent me the bike. Unfortunately, it was stolen. And then I got another bike which was brand new. A brand new bike. And it was beautiful. And I had it for maybe 2 or 3 days before it was stolen. Stolen. Gone. Disappeared. And then I bought another bike which I kept for about 2 years. And then one day outside my apartment, I went out one day to unlock my bike, and it was gone. It had vanished. It had been stolen. So I had bicycles stolen from me 3 times in China. I also had 2 cell phones stolen from me as well. The first one was when I was robbed. Someone attacked me with a knife. Not a very pleasant experience, can I just say. I was robbed by 2 people. 2 people robbed me and they attacked me with a knife, and then they stole all of my things from me, unfortunately. And the second time, I was in my dormitory and I went into the kitchen to make a drink, and when I came back, someone had gone into my dormitory and taken my mobile phone. So I had 2 cell phones stolen from me and 3 bicycles. What can I say? Hello to Belarusia. Hello to Belarusia. It's nice to see you back again. Nice to see you back here. I have been with you now for, over 1 hour. It is now coming up to 3:10. So there is the time now. I'm not sure if you can see it. There is the time. That is the time. 3:10 in the UK. You are so happy it is really warm in Paris. I will come to Paris to get some warmth, says Lena. Paris is a very nice place. I was watching a very interesting documentary, by the way, last night about Notre Dame Cathedral. And apparently they have started renovation work on Notre Dame Cathedral. The only problem is, I think you can guess what the problem is. The only problem is, because of the work has now had to stop. So I thought it was very interesting. They were looking at some of the artifacts and some of the things that exist inside Notre Dame Cathedral. And I was fascinated to find out that a lot of the things, especially the windows, some of the windows, the beautiful stained glass is very old. And a lot of it was protected from the heat because of the dust that was on the glass. So because there was lots of dust and dirt on the inside of the glass and on the outside, because many of these pieces of glass, many of these windows hadn't been cleaned for 200 or 300 years. That's what they said. Incredible. So very, very interesting documentary. It's nice to see that some of the restoration work is now beginning. And of course, I was in Paris last year. It's almost a year since I was in Paris with Mr. Steve, enjoying my free holiday. Faith Idiom, hello to you. Yes, it was in China, not here. However, people do steal other people's bicycles in England as well. It does happen. People have their bicycles stolen, or maybe their motorbikes are stolen. So people do have things stolen from them. They do. It happens here as well. Not only China, although I remember someone warning me when I was in China. They said, make sure you look after your possessions and your valuables because they might be stolen. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Oh, what a sad story, says Beata Pizio. Hello to you. Oh yes, I also have I forgot about that. I also had my dog stolen. Who steals a dog? Who steals a dog? So yes, I had my dog stolen as well. My long list of things that were stolen from me. Hello also to Aviral. Hello Aviral. Hello sir. It is hot here, but we are fortunately immune to all of the weather, especially in the north. I hope you plan a trip to India. There are many places that I would like to go to at the moment, but unfortunately, because there are no aeroplanes and no boats, even travelling from one town in the UK to another is not allowed. You're not allowed to do it, unfortunately. At the moment, we are all stuck at home. We can't travel anywhere unless it's absolutely necessary. So you can move around if it is something that is very important. If it is something that is very important. Francesca says, I couldn't live in China. I enjoyed my time in China. I did enjoy my time in China. I was there for a very long time teaching English. I met some amazing people. I met some amazing students. And one of the things I will say about my time in China is because of that happening, that is the reason why I'm standing here in front of you now. So because of my time teaching English in China, I realized that there was a lot of people out there who want to learn English but cannot afford to have private lessons. So the reason why I'm doing this is because of my experiences in China. Hello from Vietnam with love. Hello, Anne Khan. Nice to see you, and a big hello to Vietnam. I know I have a lot of people watching in Vietnam, so hello once again to you as well. Yes, poor dog. My poor little potato. My dog was called Potato because its head was round. It looked like a potato, you see. You have the vibrations or the vibes that force introvert people to interact. Well, I know from my own experience, many years ago when I was a youngster, when I was a child, I used to be very shy and find conversation very difficult. So I know from my own experience of being shy and also introverted. So yes, I know from my own experience. But gaining confidence is something we can all do. We can all gain confidence. We can all become comfortable in our own bodies or in our own skin. And I think that is one of the big problems. Self-confidence is something that people have in abundance, whilst other people don't have much self-confidence. So when I was younger, I did have very low self-esteem. I did lack self-confidence. However, over the years, I was able to build my confidence. I was able to enjoy the things I did. I was a person who had to do things by myself sometimes. Many of the things that I've learnt over the years, I've had to learn by myself, on my own. Despite the live stream, how does the caption add? Yoshisugu. Hello, Yoshisugu. Where are you watching at the moment? I think you might be in Japan. That is just my guess. You can have live captions. You can have the captions live right now. All you have to do is press C on your keyboard. Hello to Jazuli Adele. Hello from Algeria. We like your English talking and also your stories. I have many stories to tell. Even from my experiences in China, I should really write a book. Many people have asked me and have said, Mr. Duncan, you should write a book about your experiences in China. There are so many things that I know about Chinese society and Chinese culture. And also it gives me a good insight into how people often misunderstand other cultures. And this is something that happens nowadays. We hear it all the time. It is possible quite often to misunderstand or to assume something about another country or another culture. And from my own point of view, I have learnt a lot about the mistake of judging people and cultures. Sometimes You can be very wrong when you do that. You can assume something when in fact it is completely wrong, completely incorrect. Anna asks, when was your dog stolen? My dog was stolen in 2006. So that was when I was in China. So my little dog that I had in China was stolen. I let it outside my apartment just for 2 minutes. And I went outside to call my little dog back into the house, and it wasn't there. So I spent the rest of the night searching for my dog. I was wandering around the neighbourhood, around the streets, calling my little dog's name. But unfortunately, he, or should I say she, didn't respond. She was gone. Luciana, I am extremely shy, but slowly I have built my self-confidence and improved relationships a lot. Self-confidence is something that from my own experience, I'm not telling you what to think. I'm not telling you that you must do these things, but from my own experience, I've found that as you get older, you do become more confident. So quite often, experience is a good way of gaining self-confidence. Never be afraid to try something. Never be afraid to pursue a certain interest or hobby, because you never know where it will lead. Sometimes very small things that you do in your life can lead to very big things. That's what I've found anyway. Feden is going. See you later, Mr. Duncan. I am leaving. Take care. Thank you, Feden, and hopefully see you tomorrow. I will be here tomorrow from 2 p.m. UK time. Yes, I also enjoy reading. You are right, Belarusia. I do read a lot. I did show you a book yesterday that I'm reading at the moment. In fact, yes, I've brought it back out. So there is the book that I'm reading at the moment. I read a little bit more last night before I went to sleep. So this is a very good book by Oliver James called Affluenza. And it is all about modern society, the way in which we have all been pushed into certain types of behaviour. Selfishness, greed. Two of the things that you might say are a product of modern living. So a very interesting book. I do like reading books that comment on social issues, the difficulties that people have in their lives. Why don't you write a book, Mr. Duncan? I suppose I could, but would anyone buy it? Would anyone be interested in my life in China? I don't know. Hello, Unicarina. I totally agree with this idea, Mr. Duncan. Write a book. You will have the skills. Writing is a very slow process. This is something I used to do during my video lesson time. If you remember, I used to publish many video lessons, and sometimes I would have to sit and write for very long periods of time. And if you've ever seen an interview or heard an interview or read an interview with a writer, quite often they will say it is not easy to do. It is one of the most difficult things to do because you have to activate your brain in a certain way. Writing is a very intense activity. It really is. and it can make your brain melt. It really can. Ong Trum says, I think, Mr. Duncan, are you saying don't judge the book by its cover? Do you mean that? Well, quite often we will come to the wrong conclusion, or maybe we will assume something about a whole country or a whole generation of people or a whole race of people. We often come to the wrong conclusion. And quite often it is because we don't understand. We don't understand how other people live and think. So during my time in China, I realized that I had a lot to learn about human beings. I really did. Jack John, are you sad about losing your dog? I was at the time. I was very sad. I was really upset because I bought the little dog when it was a puppy. So my little dog called Potato, I bought it when it was just a little puppy. So yes, I was very upset when my little dog was stolen. Belarusius says my dog was stolen too, some years ago. So sad. I'm not sure what is worse. What's worse, having your dog stolen or having your dog die? I think the worst part is having it stolen because you have no idea where it is or what's happened to it. You don't know if it is being taken care of or if it is walking around the streets, lost and alone. But to answer your question, yes, I was really upset when my dog was stolen. I was heartbroken. Constantine, you and I are baby boomers. We grew up in the 60s, Mr. Duncan. It is so nice to be able to chat with you. Thank you, Constantine. Yes, I am a product of the 1960s. Many of the baby boomers. So after the Second World War, there was a huge increase in the population, and we call these people boomers. They are baby boomers. So I am a product of that era. I was born in... Yes, that long ago. We can't believe it, Mr. Duncan. We can't believe that you were born so long ago. I was born in the last century, not this century. I was born in the last century, the one before this one. Hello also to... yes, well done, Lewis. The word affluent is a word that means wealthy. Yes, a person who is affluent. They have a large amount of money, or maybe they are comfortable with their money. Maybe they have no money problems. They have no worry when it comes to having money. So to be affluent is to be wealthy. You have plenty of money. You are wealthy, affluent. However, I suppose it would be fair to say since the 1980s, certainly here in the UK, since the 1980s, people have become more hungry for wealth, more hungry to have possessions, to have the biggest car, the biggest house, the biggest everything, and the best everything. So yes, I think since the 1980s, that's when it started here in the UK. So all of that started in the 1980s. Why did you change your mind about dogs? Dogs are the best friends. Yes. The problem with having a best friend is sometimes you have to say goodbye to them. You have to lose them. So maybe, and I know I've discussed this before, maybe I am afraid to have a pet, because then I will become attached to it, and then eventually something might happen and I will be unhappy again. So perhaps that is the reason why. Hello Sean, reading is something that most people don't do often. I would like to think that during these strange times, I would like to think that there are many people now who have started reading again. So maybe there are people who are reading books. Maybe there are people who are reading books at the moment because they are in isolation. Maybe they have nothing to do with their time. Mr. Duncan, it seems like summer has come where you are. The big silver birch tree now has leaves. Yes, you are right. Well spotted. Yes, if you look over there, I will use my pointer. I have my pointer. If you look over there, can you see? There it is. So that tree over there is called a silver birch. There it is. And you can see now there are lots of lovely green leaves on the silver birch. That is a large tree, and that particular tree is very tall as well. And also, something else I want to mention while we are talking about plants in my garden. Not yesterday, 2 days ago, someone on the live chat said, Mr. Duncan, we can see you have magnolia in your garden. And yes, there it is. So there you can see my magnolia bush. So there is a magnolia bush. And that particular magnolia bush is purple. So the flowers on that magnolia bush are actually purple. The colour is purple, which happens to be one of my favourite colours as well. So there it is, my magnolia bush. And now it is coming out. It is looking rather nice. This comes in very useful, by the way. This is my little pointer. Sometimes when I show you things, I like to use my beep beep pointer. It comes in very useful. It would be very interesting to read your experiences or your experience as a teacher. Certainly going to a place where I've never been to before, going there alone, and also spending a very long period of time in the same place. Yes, you are right. I'm going to sneeze. You see? Did you see that? That is my hay fever. That is my hay fever saying, hello, Mr. Duncan. So that is what happens when you get hay fever. When you have hay fever, all of the pollen goes up your nose and it makes you sneeze. Francesca, in Italy you would make a lot of money to teach English. Thank you, Francesca. That's very kind of you. It's very kind of you to say. Very nice. I was very fortunate when I was in China because I found that a lot of people wanted my help. So my school would often get phone calls from other schools around the area, and they asked if they could borrow me or use me to go to their schools and talk to the teachers and also the students. So I was always very busy when I was in China. I used to go all over the place, visiting lots of different people and places, talking about learning English. Marina says, I am a baby boomer. I was born in 1964. So Marina, you are a little bit older than me. A little bit. Not much, but a little bit. Ooh. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Could you tell us some idioms? There are so many idioms that you can use. You can use idioms to express the way you feel. You can use idioms to express a certain action. So there are many idioms. In fact, have you seen my lesson? I've made a lesson all about idioms and I talk about them, and it is available on my YouTube channel. So yes, I have made a video lesson all about the use of idioms. And quite often here on my live stream I will also talk about them as well. Hello to Francesca. Hello also to Ong Trum. The habit of reading or writing is something difficult to practice. I think so. Sometimes you have to sit down, you have to be in a certain atmosphere, maybe you have to be in a place that is quiet and relaxed. So never try to read if there are other things happening around you, because it can be very hard to concentrate. So always read when everything is quiet. The evening, I always find that the evening is a very good time to read. So that is when I normally read. If I read something, I will often read it in the evening. I will take time to sit down, I will open my book, and I will read for maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then that's it. But you have to be in a relaxed mood. You have to be in a place that makes you feel comfortable and relaxed. Sometimes reading takes quite a lot of concentration, but it is something you can learn over time. So it might seem strange and weird and awkward at first, but reading is something that can be very beneficial, and it is a very good way of remembering new words. A lot of people. Anita. Oh, Anita is going now. I have to have my lunch. I will see you later. Assar. Hello, Assar. I am 13 and I am reading Harry Potter. Harry Potter, a very good way of learning new words if you are learning English as a second language. If you are interested in a particular type of story, then reading can be very beneficial. It can really help you a lot. Adrian says, I lost my first dog, Tupi, but 6 months later I had a new one, an identical dog called Chupi. Isn't that nice? Chupi. She is fantastic and as good as Tupi used to be. Please change your mind about dogs. They are so wonderful. Yeah. We will see what happens. We will see what happens in the future. Anna Pika is a nurse, and she is a maternity nurse. Very interesting. Maternity. A maternity nurse is someone who helps women who are giving birth or who have just given birth. So Anna Pika, I didn't know that, but you are a maternity nurse. Very good. Thank you very much for telling us that. I am sometimes very interested to find out what you do in your life. Maybe if there's something you enjoy doing, you can always share it with us here on the live chat. That is a very interesting question. Hello, Mr. Robin. Hello. 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 There was a little robin right next to me then. Lovely. How nice. You might be able to hear some noise behind me now because one of my neighbours is now cutting their grass. So there might be a sound that you can hear behind me. I hope it is not disturbing you too much. Hello also, Faith. This garden seems to be a nice place for a dog to play around. Everybody is trying to persuade me to get a dog, including Mr. Steve, by the way. Steve also wants to have a dog. It would appear that I am outnumbered. A lot of people want me to have a dog, including Mr. Steve. Hello also to Rosa. Rosa. He sneezed during the... But don't worry, it isn't. It isn't anything serious. My sneezing is nothing to do with that, okay? I'm completely healthy. I'm completely fit. I'm healthy. I'm strong. I'm I'm like Superman after he's eaten a whole tin of baked beans. He flies through the air. I won't tell you why. Anna, hello to you. Also, hello, Hamien. Hello from Côte d'Or. Côte d'Ivoire. Thank you very much to see you here as well. Very nice. Anna Pika, you are a very positive person, Mr. Duncan. You are saving our lives in this strange time. Thank you once again. I do love your comments and your compliments, but as I always say, we are in this together. We are all going through a very similar period of time. You are, I am, so we are all sharing this weird time together. We are all sharing this experience at the same time. Adrian says Mr. Steve would be so happy with a dog. I know. Maybe one day we might have a little dog running around on the grass, playing, and also pooping everywhere. Can you guess who will have to pick all of that poop off the grass? Me. It will be me. I will be the one who will have to take the dog for a walk. I will have to clean up all of the dog poop on the lawn. It will be me who has to do that. Definitely. Oh, hello. We have a super chat. Hello. Thank you very much. Hello, Tarzan Cheetah. That's a very interesting name. That is like me, Tarzan, you, Cheetah. Like that. Is that what it's like? Am I right? I love your accent, and also you too, Mr. Duncan. By the way, my name is Giselle from Mexico, and I'm so glad to see you. Thank you very much for your lovely donation there on the live stream. Thank you very much. I'm very moved, actually. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. I try my best to do this every day. I give a lot of my time anyway, normally, and I always try to do this for free. So you won't have anything else to worry about. All you have to worry about is yourself and your English learning. Dogs are so cute, says Chloe. I know they are. Dogs are cute. I agree with you. But they can also be very difficult to care for and look after. So that is my disagreement, is that sometimes dogs can be very demanding. That's the word, demanding. Chloe Bug. Oh, Chloe is going. See you later, Chloe. Catch you later. I will also be going soon. So you have about another 15 minutes. Pathan says, thank you very much. Very well done, Tarzan. Thank you once again for your lovely donation on the live chat. Very kind of you. Hello, Sean. Mr. Duncan, we don't know that there is a stream not far away from your house. Have you ever taken a bath in that stream? I haven't. I've never been in the stream, but I have been near to the stream. But no, I've never had a bath in the stream that's near my house. So not very far away from where I live, there is a beautiful little stream, and you may have seen it at the start of today's live stream. You see? Can you see what I did there? So at the start of my live stream, I will show you a stream. You see? Yes. Mr. Duncan. Very clever. Here. Haja says, I want to teach English. Teaching is an amazing job. If you want to be a teacher, my advice is do it. It is a very rewarding profession. Julia, dear teachers, thank you for your streams. What is the difference between among and amid. Among is often physical. Amid is often something that is happening. So amid quite often is used when you are in a situation. Among is often used when we are talking about an object or a physical thing. Irene, Luis Mendez. I am fine, but I was going to do the shopping. It is very complicated, even without many people. One of the things I've noticed watching the news is many shops have strict control. So maybe you can go to the shops, but perhaps only 2 or 3 people will be allowed into the shop at the same time. Vitas, I once had a German Shepherd and it lived for only 11 years. I was very sorry when it went to another world. 11 years, I think that's a long time. That's quite a long time to have a dog, I think. Yes, quite a long life. So they always say that each dog year is equivalent to 7 of a human. So I think 11 years is quite old. Quite an old age to get to for a dog. Peter thinks the same thing as me. Peter, I like pets, but I don't like the responsibilities. Yes, you see, that's my argument. That's also what I think. I think the same thing. If you don't feel ready to have a dog, then you better not have it. Or it is better not to have it. Yes, I think so. Well, that is the reason why I wouldn't have a dog, because I don't feel as if I would be able to take care of it. You see? So I'm actually being very responsible for once in my life. Hello, Dorota. I have to go, unfortunately. Have a nice evening. Thank you, Dorota. Thank you, and hopefully see you tomorrow. I will be back here tomorrow, another live chat for around 2 hours tomorrow, between 2 o'clock UK time and 4 o'clock UK time. So yes, I will be back with you tomorrow. Don't forget the time, 2 p.m. UK time tomorrow. Mr. Duncan, your accent is classic British, says Alex. I'm not sure if it's classic. I do have an accent because I was born in Staffordshire, and in Staffordshire we have a very distinctive accent. So even though it sounds as if I don't have an accent, actually, in reality, I do. I actually do have an accent. To be an English teacher, you must be a native English person. Quran Kareem. No, of course not. You don't have to be a native English speaker to teach English. There are English teachers all around the world in different countries who speak different languages, and they have learnt English as a second language, and then they want to pass on all of that knowledge and all of the experience to other people as well. So it doesn't matter. If you speak English as your second language, you can still teach English. Definitely. No doubt about it. I like how you talk, says Chloe Bug. Thank you very much. I try my best to do my best, and that is all you can do, really, when you think about it. So I always try my best. Mizuki. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Mizuki, you were a bit upset yesterday. Something made you angry yesterday, didn't it? Mizuki, I can't remember what it was, but something upset you yesterday. So I hope today you are feeling much better today. I hope you are feeling much happier today. Sorry I'm late, but Can you tell me what is irregardless and regardless? Well, regardless means without that particular thing being involved. So regardless, you are pushing something aside. So to be regardless or regardless, it is to ignore a certain thing, regardless. It is to do something without care. And irregardless can be with care and with concern. So regardless of whether you are watching on the other side of the world or whether you are here, it doesn't matter. Regardless. Is someone squeezing oranges? Says Unicarina. It sounds like it, but it isn't. It is actually someone's lawnmower. A person is cutting their grass at the moment. So that is the sound. I hope. It's gone. It stopped. Yes. Unfortunately, in a few moments, it will start again. Unfortunately. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I'm going soon. What a nice way to teach us. Thank you, Pathan's Fun. You are welcome. Anna Rodriguez says, my teacher is from Brazil and she is a great teacher. Yes. I love your pronunciation, says Anne. Thank you very much, Anne Khan. You are welcome. I have been practicing my English for many years. And I think I've almost got it right. Almost. You see, I said it would start again. I told you the noise would start again, and there it is. Hamien. Hello, Hamien Jean Claver. Hello, nice to see you. Mr. Duncan, it is nice to meet you. Thank you very much, and it's nice to meet you as well. Hamien. Hello. There is a little robin that keeps coming down and it keeps landing right by my foot. Very nice. So yes, Hamien Jean Claver. Nice to see you. Where are you watching at the moment? I'm always interested to find out where you are in the world. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, Mr. Duncan. Yes. Before I go today, I would like to leave you with some words of wisdom, some words of advice, and these are things that have helped me through my life. These are little things that I have said to myself during my life. So I'm going to leave you with my little words of wisdom. Never worry about the things you cannot change. This is something I often tell myself. Never worry about the things you cannot change. The things you cannot change, the things you cannot alter, the things that are beyond your control. Never worry about the things you cannot change, because they are there, they are permanent, they are things that you cannot change or alter. However, there are many things in your life that you can change, many things that you can make better. You can improve yourself. You can improve your outlook on life. Experience as many things as possible. How to spoil the atmosphere of a live stream. Start up your noisy lawnmower. Here's another one. Concentrate on your own goals and not the ones of others. This is another thing I tell myself quite often. If you are doing something where you might have a lot of competition from other people, I often say to myself, concentrate on your own goals and not the ones of others, because you will become distracted. You will stop thinking about the things that you are doing, and you will start worrying more about the things they are doing. Pathans is going now. See you later, Pathans. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. Anna Rodriguez says, I used to watch you, Mr. Duncan, when I was living in Nottingham, and that was a great pleasure to find you again. I want to say thank you for everything you are teaching to us. Thank you, Anna Rodriguez. It's very kind of you to say that. And where are you now, though? So have you gone back to your own place? Have you gone back to your own country? Or are you still living in the UK? So there is another word of wisdom. Concentrate on your own goals and not the ones of others, because they will distract you. There are many people on YouTube who are teaching English. There are many people on YouTube doing all sorts of things. But I try to tell myself not to worry too much about those things or those people. I have to concentrate on my own goals, the things that I am doing to try and improve myself every day. Here's another one. And these are things that I genuinely tell myself these things. So these are things that have helped me in my life. I'm losing my paper. Excuse me. I don't know why, it's become very windy today. Suddenly the wind is blowing very strongly. Ding! Oh, this is a good one. Worrying about what other people think will slowly become an unwelcome distraction. So this is what I said just. Worrying about what other people think will slowly become an unwelcome distraction. So if you keep thinking about what other people are doing, if you keep thinking about what other people think of you, it can all become a big distraction. So again, this is another thing that I often tell myself as a way of keeping my motivation and also my interest in the things that I'm doing. Worrying about what other people think will slowly become an unwelcome distraction. It will take your mind off the things that you want to do. Here's another one. I want to do these before I go. I want to do all of these things before I go. Here's another one. This is something that I often tell myself. Maybe one day I will write that book. Maybe one day I will sit down and perhaps I will write that story. However, we all have a story to tell, but only a few of us have the courage to tell theirs. We all have a story to tell, but only a few of us have the courage to tell theirs. So we all have something that we can share with other people, and you might not realize it. Maybe the thing that you have experienced, maybe the thing in your life is something that can help other people. So telling other people about your experiences, the things that went wrong and the things that went right in your life, can help other people. They really can. So we all have a story to tell, but only a few have the courage to tell theirs. If you are going to write something, if you are going to write about something, here is another little bit of advice. So write about the things that interest you. Express yourself through the things that draw your attention in a positive way. So write about the things that interest you. Express yourself through the things that draw your attention in a positive way. Again, advice for those who are thinking of writing or doing something that will allow them to express themselves. Maybe you have to write an essay. Maybe you have to write a story. Write about something that you are interested in. Write about something that you have a genuine interest in. Something you love. Something that you have passion for. Here's another one, and again, this is one that I always tell myself. A lot of people say, Mr. Duncan, you are always so happy, you are always so positive. However, there are days when I don't feel happy and I don't feel positive. Everyone goes through this. I always tell myself that a bad day is often only one day, so don't let it spoil all of the moments that follow on from it. A bad day is often only one day, so don't let it spoil all of the moments that follow on from it. And that is another thing that I often tell myself. So maybe if you have a bad day, tell yourself that it is only one day. One day. You might have a day where things seem bad. Maybe you feel as if things are not going your way. However, it might only be one day. Always tell yourself, a bad day is often only one day. So don't let it spoil all of the moments that follow on from it. And this is a genuine thing that I tell myself. This is what I say, this is what I think, to keep myself on that road. The road of positivity. I think we should often write about things that we've learnt in our life. Yes, I think that's a very good idea. Write about the things that you've learnt, your own experiences of this crazy thing we call life. Here's my final one before I go. I will be going in a moment. Here's my last one. This is one that I wrote the other day on my Twitter. So on my Twitter feed, this is something that I wrote. The next time someone calls you eccentric, reply with, I'm not eccentric, you are boring. The next time someone calls you eccentric, reply with, I'm not eccentric, you are boring. Something that I've had to accept over many years. People looking at me as if I've just landed from another planet. I've just arrived from a different planet. However, it doesn't matter. Sometimes the people who break the trend set the trend. So if you do something that is unusual or different from the rest, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing, because sometimes those people who break the trend set the trend. They make a positive change. They change the way in which people see things. They change the way in which people experience the world around them. And that is it. It is almost time for me to go. I hope you've enjoyed that. Some words of wisdom on a Thursday afternoon from England. Did you bring your bird collection outside? Not today. but I do have lots of real birds around me. There are many real birds flying around my head at the moment. Thank you, Anna Rita. Thank you, Hamien Jean Claver. I hope you will join me again. Talking of which, I will be with you again tomorrow from 2 p.m. UK time, and we will do this all over again. We will do it again tomorrow. Is that a good idea? And of course, tomorrow is Friday. Yeah! Mr. Duncan, I hope you will tell me the real truth about Mr. Lomax, because I have difficulty to believe in what you said to me earlier about the monkey. Mr. Lomax is my little friend, and sometimes he appears on my video lessons. But I will pass on your comment, and I will send you a message from Mr. Lomax. Maybe tomorrow I will have a word with Mr. Lomax. I will call him on the telephone, and I will say, Mr. Lomax, Adrian, one of my regular viewers, wants to find out all about your life story. So I will do that. I will get in touch with Mr. Lomax and ask him that very important question. Yes, I do have Twitter. There is a Twitter account, Real Mr. Duncan. Real Mr. Duncan is my Twitter name. Thank you, Alex. Thank you also, Nam Nguyen. Thank you, Mizuki. Nice to see you later. Is lieutenant a military term? Yes. A high-ranking officer is often called lieutenant. In the police force as well. In the police force in the United States, you will also have lieutenants. So they are investigators. They are people who have high ranking, and they work as investigators. So it can be used as a military title and also in the police department as well in the United States. Thank you very much, Anna. Thank you very much once again, Nestor. Thank you for your company today. And remember, as I always say, you are not alone during this strange period of time. You are definitely not alone. And I will be with you tomorrow from 2 p.m. UK time. Ooh, I've just realised I still have some Wotsits in my bag. Ooh, yes. So after my live stream has finished, I will carry on eating my Wotsits. Would you like one? Do you want a Wotsit? They are very cheesy and very tasty. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Thank you also to Nikolai. Thank you to It's Zara. Hello, Zara. Yes, we are not alone. Definitely not. So we can be together tomorrow again, and we will share some more of this. We will express how much we enjoy the English language. Hello to Unique Arena. Thank you very much. Hello and goodbye to Anna. Also, Nor Prod. Mr. Duncan, do you think that doctors will create a vaccine for... There will probably be a vaccine. I think so. Yes, I think there will be a vaccine, but I don't think it will happen soon. Normally, there is a very long process in creating any type of vaccine. So I don't think it will be soon. I think we still have a long way before there will be any vaccine. Thank you very much. Wow, so many people are still joining me. See you tomorrow. See you later. See you anon. See you tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time. Thank you, Flower. Thank you, Noemi. Don't forget to give me a nice thumbs up, like, and also share to show that you care. And of course, until tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time, we will all enjoy that beautiful stream once again, the gentle sound of the water flowing by. And of course, until tomorrow, 2 p.m. UK time, this is Mr. Duncan for the last time saying thanks for watching and ta-ta for now.